Hey, there you are. Thanks for coming. My promise today is to talk to you about the evolution of past life regression. I know most of you. For those of you that don't know me, my name's Mike. I am a contemporary shaman and a consciousness explorer, and I help other people facilitate consciousness exploration. And past life regression is a really interesting thing that we wanted to talk about as a group. And I'm just kind of presenting this as a preliminary to all sorts of other explorations that we can do. That said, it's come a long way, right? In the 60s, past life regression came up as a practice in hypnotherapy to help people deal with things that they were struggling with, right? Why do I keep bringing this same thing over and over again to me? Why do I keep seeing the world in this way? And when we look at it from the perspective of consciousness, from the shamanic perspective, these are aspects of the things that we are learning. This is the unfolding of the way reality interacts with us, so that we can learn, so that we can refine, purify our system over time, our consciousness over time, by learning to make better choices. It seems to be part of the nature of this third dimensional reality and this forgetting that we have that's built into this world. That we come here to forget who our true magnificence. We come here to forget who we truly are, that sense of ourselves as this magnificent, interdimensional, cosmic, glorious being, and see ourselves rather as these small things in a meat suit, communicating by blowing air through meat, and presented with these choices or these decisions or these situations again and again and again, so that we can learn, right? So that we can move past that. So anyway, that's the thing is with the original past life regression is just kind of exploring, okay, well, how did we get here? What are we learning? But it's such a vague way of doing things. And anyone that has done a lot of past life regression will tell you, and I mean facilitating, will tell you that there's not any guarantee, first of all, that they're going to find a past life, and second of all, if they do, where that is going to really end up. Like a skilled hypnotherapist will be able to guide you to the place where, if you're, for instance, searching as to why you have particular trauma, why you don't like running, for instance, and then you go to a past life and find that you're in a Roman amphitheater being chased by lions, so running reminds you of your impending death, right? Whatever, there's just a random example, but what it does show us is that what we're essentially doing is using it as a therapy, to really come to that experience. I'll try not to bump my desk, sorry. To really come to that experience of how we generated those initial fears, and that we have then brought into this life as a pattern to explore. So that's past life regression in its most traditional sense. And then we have this other way of looking at it, right? Which is, that it ties in with our choice of purpose. It ties in with what we're bringing to this life to explore. And that is the work that Michael Newton came up with, which is exploring the space between lives, like the life between lives. And that place where we are looking at our choices, our history, we get this sense of closer to who we truly are. What it does is it shows us those moments where we are supported outside of this life, right? It shows us those moments where we chose this life, these parents, this location, the body that we have, even to the point where, and this is a common thing that people bring up, is even to the point where, say, somebody has chosen this highly debilitated or handicapped body. Now, why would somebody choose that? It's very easy in our consciousness. It's very easy in our third dimensional consciousness, our human consciousness, to slip into this notion of victimhood, right? Why would anyone choose that? God's done this to me, all of that sort of thing. Truth is, people do choose that, yeah? And he gives a perfect example. I'll say he, Michael Newton, gives a perfect example in one of his books of somebody who was so debilitated, so handicapped that they couldn't even talk, they couldn't have a session. But he was able to facilitate a session through through this person's mother, I believe. I don't remember the exact details. Where she got to see that the spirit in this being was so aggressive, so active, so desperate to get into the world, and and really needed to learn in a way to just relax, to chill out, to find better ways of being, more conducive ways of being, yeah. And then having a body where they couldn't do what they would normally do, it just helped to break the habit, and that was the choice, right? So these are the things that are coming out of the space, not only from past lives, but you see now the reflection in the choice for the next life. So that's that stage. Then we have the third question, right? Which is, okay, so now we've got this sense of what is it that you are working on? What is it that you are intending to work on in this life to carry on what you were doing in this past life that you found? And the beautiful choice that you've made in terms of the body, the insights, the parents, the family, the genetic heritage, the location, all of that, to support your own insight, yeah. And that gives us this beautiful empowered way of looking at it, because then we're not victims. Yeah, we have had this experience, we have struggled with this thing, and now we are making a positive choice to step into this next stage and learn a different way of looking at that lesson. And now, let's go and explore both directions, right? Because the next question I think to ask is, how long have you been working on this? And that could be over any exploration, whether that is a negative exploration, if we are looking at the past in terms of why now you have all of these, dysfunction or, things that you struggle with, or particular choices that you keep making. And it could be a positive exploration. How long have you been working on trying to evolve? How long have you been working on trying to evolve the planet? How long have you been working on breaking the patterns of these particular family cycles? Because interestingly, we do see in doing this work that there are people who have come back into the same family more than once, several times sometimes, to try and break these patterns that are going through a genetic heritage. So that's one aspect. Now, if we look at the quantum aspect, right, if we can collapse everything into the now moment, because this is a great pattern to explore when we explore quantum physics, that everything can be collapsed into the now moment. So therefore, it is all unfolding in this moment. And if you step into that place with a really expanded space, it's not, oh, these are all my past lives and they're all unfolding in the moment, and then these are all my future potentials. No, the future lives are unfolding as well. because that it's all happening right now in this moment. The beauty of what that gives us then is this opportunity to explore what else there is. How can we find aspects of us that have solved this problem and then bring that wisdom into this moment? If you look at another quantum physics aspect or another quantum physics story of the varying parallels, we all probably have seen that movie with Gwyneth Paltrow where two separate things, she misses the train and she catches the train, right? And two separate worlds unfold. And this kind of happens. You can see this in these explorations, that it's not whether you put, as one of my teachers says, not whether you put peanut butter on your toast one morning or jam. It's decent decisions that really change the course of your life. But that said, what that means is, why not go and explore where has this unfolded? Where have you solved the issue that you're solving? Where have you found that inner peace? And then collapse all of those moments and bring them back into the now so that you've got those lessons. You've already played them out. And it's seriously going to give you this deep, profound unfolding of what is possible and the steps to take to actually achieve that in the now. And by collapsing all that into the now moment, you're actually shortcutting that process. So now we have past. I'm not sure if I'm doing this left or right for you guys, but anyway, if we have past and we have future going in all directions, then that is the unfolding of past life regression. That's the evolution of past life regression. But now there's one step further, and that is looking at this from a higher perspective and getting to see this unfolding from the point of view of you as a soul, right? That witness that understands that you have been here many times before, that you have probably been in other places, and that you will continue to come back here as an unfolding of how this wisdom is percolating and landing in your life. So that said, what that means is when we rise up from that perspective, what we're looking at is not the individual things. It doesn't matter in what country you were born. It doesn't matter in what body you were born. It doesn't matter in with what parents or what genetic lineage you were born into. What matters is, what are the parallels in all of these lives? What are the things that you have been looking for in all of these lives and will continue to look for in some variation of your future or future lives, parallel universes, in some unfolding of your reality? What is the common thread for your soul? What is the common thread of your experience? And when we get to that place, when we really get to explore, okay, what are these parallels? Then what we're left with is this profound exploration of you and your soul, your magnificence, your hang-ups, the things that you struggle with, the things that you are naturally gifted at. And of course, we can take this much further, and there are other explorations that we can do. But right now, that as a shift, and this has barely been looked at, right? These parallels. And I remember the first time I saw this shift into the past of how many lifetimes I had spent working on this one particular project on planet Earth. It was like in the session, it was like 20 lifetimes, and I was like, whoa, that's nuts. But you can see now, when you take all of that information from this higher perspective, and you look at all the potential possibilities, because we have this sense of these many lives, Gwyneth Paltrow kind of thing. I forget the name of the movie. When we have that, then we have this perspective where we can really make choices, not from here in this particular life, based on survival and the fears built into the incarnation of this particular body, and not from the perspective of a couple of random past lives where, you've been eaten by lions or attacked by wolves or chased by bandits or something like that. Not from the perspective of many lifetimes and what the potential possibilities are, but actually from the perspective of you as a soul. Why are you continually choosing these lives? What are you truly working on? And how can we accelerate that understanding, that learning, so that parallel, that expression in three-dimensional form of what it is that you would truly love to learn, to create, to unfold in your reality, can most effectively be explored, incarnated, and integrated into who you are right now in this moment, so that if it's something negative, you will never have to do it again. And if it's something positive, that positive effect that you've been working on is unfolding gracefully in your life going forward. So there it is. I hope that was helpful. I was really happy to explore this topic with you guys. And if you're interested in exploring this, we don't work with everyone. I say we because it's myself, my wife, there's a few others of us. There has to be some sort of history of meditating, of consciousness work, that sort of thing. But if that's you, and that's a lot of people now, hey, if you want to explore that, reach out. I'd love to know your thoughts, your comments. If you've had any experience of this already, that would be great. Let us know. I'm going to post this up onto YouTube probably. And let us know in the comments as well. And I will talk to you soon. Great. Bye.